Hello and welcome back to On The Rocks. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's episode. It's Champions League quarter-final time and we're taking on, I'd say, one of the easier teams left in the competition, Villarreal. Now, Villarreal got to this stage by beating Bayern Munich, so we know actually they're probably pretty decent. So on paper, Villarreal, you think, wow, easy result here. Actually, they're pretty good. Anyway, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Since you guys were last here for the Barcelona second leg and the Hearts win, we played 3 games. We beat Hibs 5-1. We beat Rangers 4-1. And then annoyingly, we drew 1-1 with Celtic. But good news, another player has scored a goal. Peter, he took a penalty, the goalkeeper. So now both our keepers have goals this season. Just 4 players left to go. Obviously, no real need to update you on the table because we've already won the league title, but it is getting pretty tight with Hearts, Hibs, Celtic and Rangers. Just 5 points between those 4 teams. Only a couple games left to go this season. That will be very exciting. But other than that, there's not really anything to massively update you on at all. So we're going to jump straight into today. In fact, actually, there could be something to update you on because I think other European games took place, didn't they? So obviously you know that all the teams are left in the Champions League are Chelsea, United, Milan, Madrid, PSG, Dortmund, Villarreal and us. What we need is, well, ideally Madrid to beat Milan and ideally Dortmund to beat PSG. That would be ideal for us. However, I don't think we're going to be overtaking the French, Italian or German teams this season at least because of other competitions. I think what you saw was Rangers lose 3-0 to Tottenham. Second leg, they lose 1-0. So they got knocked out of the Europa League, which is far from ideal. And even more far from ideal is the fact that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that we don't want in the competition left. 2 French, 2 Italian, 2 German. They're going to pick up so many coefficient points. It's likely one of them will win the competition too. So we're not going to catch up those teams or those countries in coefficient points anytime soon, unless we win a Champions League and these guys all lose now. Obviously, it's the French teams we want to be knocked out more than anything else. So ideally, Leverkusen and Tottenham beat Lyon and Monaco. I think we'll have to forget about Italy and Germany for now. But there is good news in the Europa Conference League because look, here they are. Hibs are still in it, although they do have a pretty difficult draw against Betis. And of course, the downside to this is there's 2 French teams left in the Europa Conference League as well. So hopefully Brighton and Copenhagen do us a favour today. Briefly, this season we were actually ahead of the French by like half a point. We're now behind by 1.5 points, which is not ideal. So we just need the French teams to get knocked out and us to go through. Anyway, for the game coming up, we're going to put our best lineup out there in my opinion. So Peter starts in goal with a backline of Van Steen, Demancic, Sandro and de Klerk. Sissoko and McLumper in the middle with La Cruz, Cavalcanti and Alien in the attacking lineup with Varela leading the line. And so, as kickoff is upon us here today, I am nervy now towards the end of the season, more because the penalty takers that we've got selected are selected for the players who haven't scored the goals yet. I am very nervous that I'm going to forget to quickly press that change kick taker option if we get a penalty in the 90th minute in like the Champions League final or something like that. And then someone like Van Steen, our left back's got to take it. So I need to be very careful about that because I can just see a situation where I forget to change it. I've been on this crusade to get every player in the team to score a goal, and of course Van Steen would miss it in the Champions League final. So we need to be a little cautious of that as we look to win the ball in the Villarreal half. Jan Cavalcanti shoots, saved by the keeper, quite an acute angle there. What is good news is that PSG are 3-0 down at home to Dortmund. I've just seen Makoko with a very early hat-trick in that game. So that is looking pretty good for us in terms of coefficient points in our battle against France as we go 1-0 up. Cavalcanti getting the goal. You love to see it. So yeah, looking pretty good for us so far. And Elassi Alien can make it 2 immediately. That is what you call a free kick. That must be about 30 yards out. On his wrong foot as well. He's taken up with his right foot. That's more suited for a left footer, right? But he's gone there with his right foot and still found the top corner. So brilliant. We're 2-0 up. PSG 3-0 down. This is exactly what we want to be seeing as we don't want to see that. That's not so good to see. Although I have just forgotten that we are away from home, actually, in this game. So 2 away goals is really impressive. Even if Villarreal score a goal or 2, 2 away goals is a good position to have. And can we make it 3 away goals as Varela is through? Varela shoots and puts it just wide. You know what? I think this could be the season. Bayern Munich are out, who are very good. PSG are 5-0 down to Dortmund, who I mean, they're not coming back from that. Surely that's PSG out the Champions League now, even after the first leg. Now, we've beaten Dortmund in the past. We've beaten Real Madrid in the past. I think it was Chelsea United left in there. We've definitely beaten Chelsea. I don't think we've beaten United, actually, but we haven't played United for a good 4 or 5 seasons or so. So I'm looking at the teams left in this, and I'm thinking we've got a great opportunity now. The Champions League draw has been done already, and I can't remember who was in it, essentially, who we've got if we manage to win this. I can't even speculate. I just cannot remember at all. As Milan are 3-0 up against Real Madrid. We've beaten Milan in the past as well. The only team we haven't beaten is PSG. I don't think we've beaten them in the past. And Man United. But we haven't played United for a long time, as I said. If we get through this, we're really on for something. But Villarreal are pushing us hard right now. In the 72nd minute, Van Steen on the ball, looking to come forward down the left-hand side of the pitch. Go on, lad. Just, okay, lose possession immediately. Why not? This could be a goal for Villarreal now as they play the ball around nicely at the back. Demantic with a commanding header there into Cavalcanti. Varella's ball, just a little bit too much for our player there. Intercepted. But we do win the ball back at the back as Cavalcanti through. Cavalcanti can't score. One more goal would make me pretty confident going into our home leg. It looks pretty conclusive in the Dortmund and Milan games right now. Up in the air for Chelsea and United. And I'd like to say we're in control. But 2-1 is a very tough scoreline. We've got to be at our best in our home leg to make sure we win this one. So Malumfa's picked up a knock in that game for 4 to 7 days. That's not too much of a big deal. It's absolutely fine. We've got a cup game, a cup semi-final actually against St Mirren in a couple of days' time. But again, we'll skip that one because, again, it's a cup game that we would ordinarily win easily. So I won't bother you with it. Now, people in the comment section have been asking me for a little while, would I take over the Scotland job? And as we're getting to that point of a series where, we could be winning a Champions League, and that's the, the elite height of European football, right? That's what we want to be winning. Obviously, we want to make Scotland the best league in Europe, and we'll carry on with this series once we win a Champions League until probably the end of FM21, if I'm honest with you. But people keep asking me, when am I going to become a Scotland manager? And I would love to do it. The issue is, Steve Clarke's been in there for 10 years, 11 years nearly. And it doesn't look like he's going to leave anytime soon, sadly. How anyone now to get him sacked? If I can get him sacked, we might have a good chance of getting the job. I mean, he's 66. Is he going to retire anytime soon? Probably not. He'll keep going till he's ancient. And they keep winning games as well, which is a bit annoying. It's my fault. I keep producing some quality Scottish players for them. But to answer people in the comment section asking, will I become Scotland manager? The answer is yes, at some point I'd love to, but I don't really have much control over it right now. Either way, we've come away with a big win in the Scottish Cup, 3-0, and another player ticked off the list. Paul Crossan this time scoring his penalty in the 17th minute. So we're getting pretty close to those players. He's injured now actually a few days as well, which isn't quite so good, but at least he's got his goal. Another player crossed off the list. If we go to set pieces, penalties, Crossan, get him off. Fielding, McIntyre, Van Steen. And we've been drawn against Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup final. We've won the Betfred Cup, we've won the league. Can we actually get the domestic treble this season and then win a Champions League to make it a quadruple? The quadruple is actually on, surprisingly. I've just had a look at the report for Villarreal. And I didn't realise, but apparently we've been really aggressive and wasteful this season in our attacking frequency. Obviously, we want to be aggressive up here and not very wasteful. Is this right? We want to be like in this far corner, sure. I think that's where we want to be. Like this one is how many shots you're having, and this is your shots on average goals. I've said that all wrong, haven't I? We want to be in the top corner, but we're kind of in the wrong corner. And defensively, apparently we've been quite leaky. Is that true? And it says quiet and leaky. No, we have been quite quiet, not conceding many shots, but apparently leaky. I don't think I agree with that. Will it tell us how many? I feel that's a bit harsh. Luckily for us though, Villarreal are in this like top corner, busy and leaky, so hopefully we make the most of that and score plenty of goals past them in the next game. What? I did not see PSG score like 4 goals in their leg. What happened in that game, PSG? Hang on a second. I saw they were 6-2 down at some point. When did they score more goals? 91st and 88th minute Mbappe. Okay, well that game's a little more on the rocks maybe, potentially. Luckily for us though, Dortmund do have 6 away goals, so PSG can win 2-0 and they'll still go through. Europa League, didn't really check that either, did we? Luckily, Monaco are losing to Tottenham, but Lyon are beating Leverkusen. But Leverkusen at home, fingers crossed they get the win. And then Hibs, I don't think they will have beaten. Oh, they drew 0-0 with Betis. Oh, they've got a big opportunity now to get through to the semi-finals of the Europa Conference League. Imagine if they did it. Imagine if they did it. That'd be mental as Brighton and Copenhagen hold on to a draw and a win against the French clubs. This could be the downfall of France here tonight. As for our team, though, we are going to go back to that just same team we played last game. The best team we've possibly got, although Thad McRae injured, so off the bench for Jez Finley. Right, let's see how this one goes then. We've got a long throw-in to kick things off today, which has been cleared, but only as far as Van Steen, who then loses it. And Maxi Gomez, who is still playing at this stage, 11 years into the future or so, 10, 11 years or so, he must be well into his 30s now, doesn't score, luckily. Pino with the corner though, and it's put into the middle, Van Steen clears it, and can we get on the counter-attack? Cavalcanti into Barella, not the best ball in the world, is brought down though, and is that going... Oh, it's only a yellow card. I thought it could have been a red card. Do we score anything from the free kick? We saw a great goal last time out from Lassialian. Can he do it again? Nearly. It was on target. The keeper wiser to this one. Everything else in the Champions League looking pretty nice. Right, I want to keep checking on the Hibs score. How are Hibs... Are they 2-0 down? Kind of thought that might happen, given that they are playing away to Betis. Luckily, Brighton are beating Marseille. Copenhagen were holding on to a 1-0 lead. They're now not. 1-1, I believe. But this game against Villarreal is tight. There is not much in it at all. Far from pleased from what I've just seen from this team. I'll say that to them. And now I think what we'll do is go back to all the Champions League scores are back there. Very tight in everything so far in the Champions League. Chelsea knocking United out as it stands right now. But Milan will go through. So will Dortmund knocking out PSG. This could be big, you know, as nothing is happening in this second half. 20 minutes to go. I'm reluctant to make changes. If I make changes, I feel like it's going to upset the balance of things. And right now the balance is pretty good as McLumper, who's got a knock, might have to bring him off in a second, gets the ball to Varela. If Varela can score, that's game over, but he can't score. He's tackled at the last second. Let's bring Tam McLumper off. He's got his injury. Let's bring Alavio on instead. Confirm that change. 15 minutes to go. Madrid are pulling a goal back. If they get one more, they'll go through on away goals. They lost 3-1 on the first leg. If they get one more, they'll go through. Alavio into Sissoko. Sissoko out wide. No, forward to Varela. That's a beautiful ball to the Cruz as well. If we can just score now, which we still can't do, we're holding on by the finest of margins right now. Lassialian in the middle, cleared. Only as far as de Klerk, and that's the end of that highlight. Dortmund 1-0 up too, so they are pretty safe to go through. You love to see that. PSG being knocked out. We need to hold on though. We have that 2 away goals, so if Villarreal score 1, we'll still be going through. But obviously we don't want that to happen as their last-ditch challenges are phenomenal. I think that's the 3rd time now we've seen them make a last-ditch challenge to stop us from scoring. We've ended up 0-0 on the day. And we do go through just about to the semi-finals of the Champions League. In the end, Dortmund go through against PSG, United win on penalties against Chelsea, and Madrid knock out Milan. So all the Italian, German and French teams out of the Champions League. This is where we make some ground up to those on coefficient points now. Thing is though, how have the other teams in other competitions got on? Let's have a quick little look. Champions League. We've been drawn against Man United for the semi-finals. Okay. Europa League, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Leverkusen and Monaco knocked out. So everyone we wanted to being knocked out. I guess one of these 2 Italian teams had to go through. So Napoli go through. So do Lyon, unfortunately. That means that in the semi-finals, Tottenham play Lyon, Arsenal play... wrong way round, but you get the point. Hopefully the English clubs win. And then in the Conference League, unfortunately, Hibs lost 3-0 there to Betis, so they're out. Nice go through in the end against Copenhagen, but Marseille knocked out by Brighton. Okay, good. So looking back at the coefficient places, despite all of that, we have actually dropped a bit even more, I think, to France. I think it was like 1.3, it is now like 1.6 between us. Oh, this is difficult. But we are slowly gaining on the German and Italian clubs. If we win a Champions League, we should overtake France, unless they win the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. But there's a lot riding on this, and we're a lot closer than we were last season. You can see the point differences in the past few years, right? We're getting closer and closer each time. So thank you ever so much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you for the semi-finals. Have a good one. Goodbye.